Hello everyone, welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. My name is Hunter. On this Sunday, September 14th, 2025. We are approaching mid-September here, and we got a lot to talk about in the video. We are looking at a late season heat wave with very warm, if not hot temperatures across the central United States, and we'll tell you how warm temperatures will be as we move forward. We're also going to be looking at an increasing chance for severe weather, tornadoes, a few of them, also large hail and damaging winds will be possible. And then we're looking at your full tropical weather update with new developments that are taking place in the tropics. So we're going to be looking at that later on in the video. So stick with me, subscribe to the channel for daily weather forecast breakdowns across Canada, the United States, and the tropics. That's what we cover here on the channel. So make sure if you're not subscribed to subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notification bell so you're notified for future videos and live streams on the channel. Like the video if you enjoy it, give it a thumbs up. It really helps out more than you know, and share it with a friend, family member, and on social media. Let's look at the big picture here. We got a big type of low pressure system here in the central United States with a cold front attached to it. And behind that, you can see there is some drier air infiltrating from the areas that are in drought across Arizona and New Mexico and the Texas Panhandle, and that is leading to some development of storms, right? We got the warm, moist air here from the Gulf. We got the dry desert southwest air here from behind the cold front, and that is creating lift. It's also cooling our temperatures off behind the front as well, and you notice that here across portions of the Central Plains, back here into the Southern Rockies most especially. Ahead of the cold front, though, it is going to be another hot Sunday across portions of the Midwest and just the mid-Mississippi Valley in general. In fact, we're back into the middle and upper 90s for places like St. Louis, down here into the Missouri Ozarks region, into Memphis, into Little Rock, Shreveport, Jackson, Mississippi. It will be a hot one up here in Paducah as well. So make sure if you do venture outdoors today that you stay hydrated, because it will definitely be a late season heat wave out there as we go through this Sunday. Now, with that cold front coming through and that low pressure system and how formidable it is, it will be leading to some chances for severe weather. In dark green, that's what the Storm Prediction Center characterizes as a marginal risk of severe weather. It's a 1 out of 5 on the risk scale, 5 being the greatest risk, 1 being the lowest. So you can see in the dark green, that's a 1 out of 5, where isolated severe storms will be possible here on Sunday, today, across the plains. And then in yellow, a couple pockets here, one into North Dakota and northern South Dakota, another one in southern Nebraska and northwest Kansas. That is a 2 out of 5, or slight risk of severe weather. So a little bit greater of coverage and intensity of storms in this yellow shaded color. The hazards they could bring could be a couple to even a few tornadoes, especially in this brown shaded color up into North Dakota, northern South Dakota, up near Bismarck and north and west of Aberdeen. That is a 5% chance of tornadoes within a 25-mile radius of any given point in and around this area. In the green into Aberdeen, stretching down here into central Nebraska near the Hastings region, the I-80 corridor, and even into northern Kansas. That's a 2% chance of tornadoes within a 25-mile radius of any given point in and around this area. In addition to tornadoes, we have the threat for some hail, could be up to golf ball size, especially down here in Nebraska and northwestern Kansas, and a secondary risk for some 60 to 70 mile per hour winds across this brown shaded color here across the plains from the Dakotas and western Minnesota, stretching down here into West Texas. Now, here's what the radar could look like as we head into the late afternoon, early evening hours. Between generally 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, we're going to be seeing these scattered supercellular thunderstorms. They're by themselves, and these could be the ones to produce those tornadoes and those severe hailstones that could be up to golf ball size, and even those 60, 70 mile per hour wind gusts. And the most coverage of those will be up in those slight risk areas in yellow we showed you. So into the Dakotas, and then another area in southern portions of Nebraska and northwestern Kansas. More isolated activity the further south that you do go. The rainfall these storms will be putting out will be spotty, so there could be spots down the road that could see an inch of rain. There will be other spots that could see under a quarter inch of rain or no rain at all. So that is kind of the sporadic nature of these storms that we are dealing with here on this Sunday afternoon and into this Sunday evening. Now, going into the new week ahead here for mid-September, Monday, September 15th through Friday, September 19th, notice the big ridge of high pressure in red up here near the Hudson Bay and into the central Canadian territories. We have a low pressure trough coming in near the Aleutian Islands. We also have lowering of the pressure across the south central, southeastern United States. What that's going to do to our temperatures is really not change them too much. We have a lot of warmer air, especially across the Mississippi Valley region, warmer air up here into the Canadian prairies and into the Canadian territories of even the Northwest Territories, Yukon, and even over here into, say, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba. Going to be pretty warm heading into next week. The precipitation will start to shift just slightly further to the east, and it could become heavier, especially into Wisconsin, into Minnesota, stretching down into Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, even into the Texas Panhandle, where we could see a few inches of rain on an order of 1 to 3 inches generally in that area going into next week. And severe weather is still possible. Damaging winds, large hail, couple tornadoes here as we go through the new week here between Monday tomorrow on September 15th through Friday, September 19th, and that corridor will be stretching from the upper Midwest down here into the southern plains. So from Minnesota, Iowa, into Nebraska again, into Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, into the Texas Panhandle and West Texas. That's kind of the corridor we're watching for severe weather potential heading into the week ahead. Now, on the flip side of this, the cooler air that the trough brings in across the Aleutian Islands will promise some snow into higher elevations of Alaska, southeast Alaska, into southwestern Yukon, and into northwestern British Columbia, Canada. Several feet of snow are promised in the higher mountainous elevation here across those areas for the week ahead. Now, as we go into the last week of September, the following Monday, September 22nd, into the following Friday, September 26th, ridge of high pressure is building, anchored across the Hudson Bay in Quebec. That will stretch down here across the western and central United States. A little bit of some lowering of the pressure again across the southeast. Big low pressure system here just off the coast of the Pacific Northwest and off the coast of Western Canada, off British Columbia's coast, and that will bring us some cooler air to Alaska, Yukon, and British Columbia, even into the Pacific Northwest with the trough over there bringing lots of cooler air in the form of cloud cover and precipitation, whereas a lot more sunshine and some clearer air will bring a lot of warmer weather to the eastern portions of Canada and the United States for late September. Precipitation anomalies are going to be much above average here across portions of Western Canada and the Pacific Northwest in close proximity to that trough. And then as it dives to the south and east, it's going to get lifted up with our jet stream back toward the upper Midwest. So the eastern U.S. in late September will continue to remain on the drier side, but there is some signal of precipitation at times, but it'll be more scattered as we go into late September there east of the Mississippi River. As far as snowfall is concerned, yes, every day we get closer to winter, and notice that trough will be strong enough to bring some robust cold air into Western Canada, into portions of Yukon, Northwest Territories, British Columbia, where we could be seeing a few to several inches of snow, even feet of snow here in the higher elevations as we go here into Western Canada. Now let's turn over to your full tropical weather update across the Atlantic. A 70% chance of tropical development in the main development region is promised here over the next 7 days, and this looks to be a fish storm, folks. This would be named Gabrielle if it did form. And notice tomorrow on Monday, September 15th, we got a weakness here down across the main development region. It really starts to develop as we go into midweek on Wednesday, September 17th, into a formidable tropical storm or low-end hurricane, and that could be a Category 1 as soon as Wednesday. And then as we go into Friday, the 19th, this could be a pretty powerful hurricane, Cat 2, Cat 3 strength, as it moves into the open water and starts to recurve into the Atlantic. And by the way, folks, this is going to likely go east of Bermuda, so this is likely to be a fish storm at this time. But there are some members that do keep this weaker longer, and if it does stay weaker longer, it's going to go further west. But a majority of the members have it getting much stronger in a powerful open Atlantic hurricane that could be down to 935 millibars. That would be a Cat 4 or 5 system. So the ceiling is high on this, but the great news is it looks to recurve back into the Atlantic and away from any source of land. That would be some great news. That's the theme as we go through late September. A lot of these systems that come off the coast of Africa will move into the main development region. They'll start to recurve here in the Atlantic, just due to the fact that A, it's getting stronger systems gain latitude, and B, we are seeing a weaker Bermuda high than we've seen here for most of the hurricane seasons recently, over at least the last few years, and a weaker Bermuda high will pull that system a little bit further to the north as well, where a stronger Bermuda high, in contrast, would pull that system further west toward the U.S. So that's why we're seeing a lot of those fish storms this year, is just due to the placement of the Bermuda high and the strength of it, as well as the strength of the systems that do develop here with those warmer water temperatures in the Atlantic. Now, over here on the Pacific side, we have Tropical Storm Mario and two areas of interest, one south of Hawaii and one just off the coast of Mexico. Notice there is Tropical Storm Mario just off the coast of Mexico there. That's going to continue to press west-northwestward over the next few days, remain a tropical storm here, and then get into tropical depression and then post-tropical cyclone status as we go toward midweek. Right now, maximum sustained winds 40 miles an hour, moving west-northwest at 8 miles per hour. Again, it's a weaker system. It's going to be encountering some cooler water temperatures. So, tropical systems do not like cooler water. When they thrive, it's with warmer water, and it's going to be moving into some cooler water here just to the west of the Baja. As most systems do, they will weaken. Going into the last week of September, there still is some concern for tropical activity near the coast of Mexico and the Central Americas, including near the Yucatan. We'll keep an eye on that between September 24th and the 30th to finish off the month there. We'll keep a close eye on that for you here on the channel. Make sure to subscribe to the channel as we have daily weather forecast updates across Canada, the United States, and the tropics, such as what we just did here on the video. Turn on post notification bell so you are notified for future videos and live streams we do on the channel. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, especially if you enjoyed it. It really goes a long way in helping out by giving it a thumbs up, sharing it with a friend, family member, and on social media. I really do appreciate your support, everybody watching this video. Thank you all for watching in general, and I will see you in the next video. That's all the weather talk I got for you today. I hope everyone has a safe and wonderful rest of their weekend out there.